Hey y'all, it's Winning Wednesday, but Winning Wednesday special edition. No Miss Joni today, just Cam. I don't see no comments. But how everybody feeling? Because I know it's people on here. Hey Kyasia, don't you go to Bliss? Hey Santana, hey Reality. Hey Taylor, hey Bree. Hey Sane. Dang, okay, alright, the comments coming in now. Hey Dawn. Hey Soul. But how everybody feeling though? What's been going on today? For me personally, I just got out of my English class. Today kind of been a hectic day, but we pushing through the day. They not over yet. Oh, Kayeja from Coppin. Okay. Taylor says she feeling amazing. St. College is cool. I mean, a couple more weeks to the semester is over. I'm ready. Papers, I got a lot of papers due for the rest of the semester, but I'm gonna make my way through. But today, y'all, we're doing the scheduling part 2 session, so more focused on strategizing. Last time I was talking about the importance of a schedule and things of the sort. Okay, so we're her mile today. Okay, 30-mile challenge. I'm on day 26, y'all. But that's good. I'm glad everybody feeling good, feeling amazing. If anybody want to hop on, y'all know I don't like being on nothing by myself. If anybody want to hop on while I'm presenting, let me know. But today, like I said, we're going to be focusing on strategizing. So let me get my little screen share up. Can y'all see? Y'all can see my screen? I think y'all can. I'm going to have to pull my phone up too because I can't see. All right, yes. Okay, great. So if anybody want the link or want to get on, hit Miss Mo up. Yeah, hit Miss Mo up. But Miss Joni won't be on today. It's gonna be us. We big chilling on Wednesday. Not chilling, but get y'all little notepads out so we can start talking a little bit more about scheduling. Does anybody remember anything that I said from the previous scheduling session? Okay, Naeem said he gonna try to hop on. Bet. Hey Vera. But does anybody remember anything from the last previous session with scheduling? Anything that I talked about? This is a quick recap. I can do a recap too. So basically, last session, we talked a lot about what scheduling is, why it's important, and like common reasons why people don't make schedules or take time out to organize themselves. So thinking about, not knowing how much time it takes to do things. Like I told you last time, it's a trial and error thing. You're not gonna get the schedule right every time, like we went the first time, but after a couple times, you're gonna get your timing together and everything like that. So that was a common misconception. Sometimes people think they can just remember everything, and once you start being successful and you have a lot of things going on, it's going to be very, very hard to remember the 20 things you got to do in that one day. So that was the quick little recap about what we talked about in the previous session, and now I'm going to get started. So I know I asked y'all how y'all feeling, but like, the color wheel is something that I really like when I did the activity before. So let me know what color y'all feeling. I'm feeling a little bit of yellow. They got stress on here. Or overwhelmed. Yeah, I'm feeling stressed a little bit overwhelmed, but I'm also feeling joy. So I'm feeling yellow. And yellow my favorite color too. So the week almost over. Tomorrow my last day of classes. Yeah. All right, Zion. I'm gonna read them to you since you can't see them. So We have blue. The highest level of blue is grief. After that, we have sadness, pensiveness. The lighter blue is amazement, surprise, distraction. Green, darker green is terror, fear, apprehension. We have admiration, trust, acceptance, ecstasy, joy, serenity, love, submission, awe, disapproval. So it's a lot of different ones. So kind of go based off the color, what you think the color means. Cause I know y'all can't see all of it, and I can't really zoom in right now. So just go based off what y'all think it is. Red is rage, anger, and annoyance. Naeem. Hey Jazz. Why you feeling red, Fayeka? Kai, you just feeling like blue. Okay, so amazement or like surprise. And now you're feeling calm. Gemma yellow. Okay, Gemma, you feeling joy. Not gonna lie, y'all. I'm not gonna try to throw Aya under the bus. I was stressing me out a little bit. I was trying to hold it together. I held it together. We got everything done, but Aya was stressing me out a little bit. Like, yo, what are y'all doing? But it's cool. We got everything together now. But why you feeling anxious? Everybody, y'all put your feelings, but why y'all feeling them? Like, why y'all feeling calm or anxious or sad or stressed? A long story. Well, if y'all ever need anything, y'all always can hit me up. I'm always here for y'all. But Jim, I know you been stressed out too. But we going for it. We got this together, y'all. We got this together. We're gonna be talking about organization a little bit today, about strategizing, knowing yourself. Hopefully everybody that's on hire is on here. If y'all need a little bit help with organizing yourself, making sure you're doing everything you need to be done, this is the thing for you. Tired and stressed, it's alright. After this session, y'all, I promise everything that's going on with this red, tired, stress, we getting the energy up. We getting good vibes up in us. You know, that's what we gonna do. It's purple. I don't know. I think purple kind of like powerful, like royalty. That's how we gonna feel once we done with this. So everybody, get your head together. You know, be a little bit open. You know, anything that you feel like you might not know. Hopefully I can cover it, and hopefully you guys ask some questions. But yeah. So thank you for dropping your emotions in the chat, opening up a little bit with me. I mean, I know everybody really know me on here. I don't think there's nobody on here that I haven't ever talked to. But thank you for opening up with me anyway. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is knowing yourself. When do you tend to work best, and when do you feel like you have optimal growth? So optimal growth is like when you feel like you're doing it's basically fancy words for your best, right? So thinking about when got that A on that exam, or when you felt your best, like emotionally, mentally, you felt your best. Because sometimes, like, academic doesn't necessarily mean the grade that you get. Like, that doesn't equate to how you feel when you're your best, So think about that. That's something that I want you to commonly think about. So tips, and we're going to actually do something else where it's going to require you to click a link. So if you got another device, send it to that, and then we're going to see. It's going to be something that's like quick, like probably like 5 minutes, but pay attention to how you work. So this is really critical, and how you're going to organize your life or even start making schedules. So for me, like, I have like this calendar where I fill in the days like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I have a planner. I have, my notes that, you sometimes see me post on like Instagram and everything like that. But it's different ways that you can organize yourself. Sometimes people do things in different ways, and sometimes you might have to create your own way that's not even existent yet. So pay attention to how you work. Are you the person that has to write notes? Are you the person that has to type notes? Do you prefer Google Docs? Do you prefer slides? Are you like more of a visual person or creative? Think about those things and ask yourself a lot of different questions. Okay, Vera says she vice president. Yeah, you're gonna need all the scheduling and organizing for that, especially if y'all really doing it the right way. I know for me, when I was president at school, it was a little bit, how can I say it? It was a little bit difficult because we was in a pandemic. So everything that we hoped to plan, like, it was virtual. It was virtual. Everything was virtual. And as much as I wanted to plan different events, we couldn't because we was in a pandemic. So I would say for you, if you need help, like, I can live through you. I'm not gonna lie, I can live through you. I can help you out though. But congratulations to you, Vera. The second question, this is what we're gonna need the activity for, is what type of learner are you? So are you an auditory learner? Are you the person that listens to things and you pay attention to what people are saying versus what is on the screen? Are you a tactile person? So are you the person that has to feel something, to have you learn something? So like a planner or something physical that you can touch. Are you a visual person? So is it things that appeal to your eyes more your style? So figuring out what that thing is, or are you a mix? So a lot of people can be auditory, tactile, visual, but normally you have a focus on one. Sometimes people just think they have a mix in certain areas. So lastly, think of a time where you did your best. So I know I kind of talked about optimal growth, but think about maybe one time in your academic career and one time in your personal career where you think you did your best. And I want y'all to kind of sit on that. But until then, I'm going to actually send you a link in the chat. Hopefully, excuse me. Hopefully you guys can click it. But if not, let me know and we can figure something out. So I'm putting it in the chat now. And this is going to be for y'all to determine your learning style. Tell me how it is when I put it in the chat. Are you able to click it or copy and paste it? Let me know. Also, to y'all, I know I've been saying, can somebody get on here? Because I feel like I'm like, I hear my voice and I feel like it's echoing. Visual, visual listening. Are y'all able to click the link if you don't know what type of learner you are? Thanks, Naeem. No, done for real. Like when I be, when I be on a session by myself, it's like, yo, the walls they getting thicker, the room getting smaller. Y'all don't see it? I copied and pasted in the saying I am. All right, yo, we right here to figure it out. I don't know why it's not showing up. I put it in there like twice. All right, let me read some of the comments while you figuring out the link. All right, so Naeem said where I did my best was when I made it to one of the biggest robotics competitions where I thought I'll never make it, but I made it happen. Yo, sometimes life it just happen. Like you'll think sometimes you might doubt yourself a little bit, but like some stuff happen and make you think like, oh no, like, I doubted myself, but that's not what I was really supposed to do. Like, um, for me, I had a grant competition I was in a couple years ago. And probably like maybe like 2018. Yeah, 2018 I started and I started Chaos Smoothies, and I entered a grant competition in like September. I was only in business for 7 months. I was only in business for 7 months, and I'm like, I just started. How will people believe in the idea that I have? It's something new. It's something that other people aren't doing. And that could be a advantage being different. But I entered the competition, and I was in this youth work job where they was kind of helping me. Kind of similar to the entrepreneurship classes that Coach Johnson and I did, and some that Coach Johnson did by himself. But it's similar to the entrepreneurship classes, right? So with the classes, I was getting paid to go to the classes, and just to invest in myself. And after we did the classes, we had one round. I went through that round, and then I went to the last round of the finals. So we had to present in front of. At the time, we had Captain P. At the time, we had Catherine P. Y'all. And this was before the whole thing in the news. And she was a part of it. I forgot what it was called, but I think it was the Youth Biz Challenge. And she was in partnership with Our Dream Foundation. And I didn't think I don't know. Originally we thought that the price would be like $5,000 or whatever. Like overall, one person would take home $5,000. We ended up going. It's like Shark Tank style. We get on there. I you ever get so nervous that your adrenaline like make you talk really really fast, and like you really energetic, you really hype. That was me. But imagine me like 14, real hype, braces. Hey Naeem, braces, and just like wondering like how am I going to present? Because at the time too, I was shy. I'm still kind of like a little bit shy. The pandemic kind of got me more in my box than I used to be. But like I went on there. I was running on adrenaline, pacing back and forth on the stage, and presenting my slides. And after we did it, they tell you right after then how much money you get. They gave me $5,250 for KO smoothies, and I just was like, I was ecstatic because I'm like, yo, I didn't think that I was going to be able to get this much money. They said we only could do 5,000. I came on here, I did my best, and I got the money that I was supposed to get. So sometimes you just gotta believe in yourself, or even just be confident. And even when sometimes you got that doubt, the confidence kind of like overpower it all, and you just gotta keep pushing. But hey, Naeem, what's been going on with you today?
Man, I'd be busy. I'd be trying to do my best to keep up with everything I'm supposed to do. But that's impressive that you receive like 5K for the grant. You
Mm-hmm.
only was in a business for like 7 months. Man, I ain't really lie. Like I feel like what you did. I feel like I'm so sorry. It's my
You good? I
AC.
don't even I don't even hear your AC, yo. I used to think my
It's,
AC
it's
make a
going
whole bunch of
crazy.
noise when I was home. Mine was making noise. Nobody ever heard it. I can't even hear it.
Oh my bad. It was going crazy, but like yeah, but it's like yeah, I was like that when when I started my business. Like I really had people like by my side that really hooked me up with so much like so many grants, and it was crazy, and I ain't really like take advantage of what I was supposed to do, cause I could have been on gotten a grant, right? All I needed was
Mm.
some couple of customers. The more customers I needed, that would help me to actually receive a grant. Like I could have been
You still got
doing.
time though, Naeem. You're not even like it's not like you 20 or something. You still in high school. You're a sophomore in not college. Sorry, sophomore in high school. So you still got some time. For me, I'm probably gonna be applying to some grants soon. Or figuring out doing some research because y'all know I told y'all I wanted to change KL smoothies up. So I gotta be a little bit more on top of that. Be more organized with that. Like for me, I can be. Ralph, go ahead. I could be organized in some areas of my life, and then certain things, not that I push them to the side, but like they be in hindsight. So like I need to be more on top of it. Like I'll do at least one or two things a week, but I want to do more so I can get it out. Well, not get it out the way, but get it done and making sure that I got all my ducks in a row. Of course, everything not gonna be perfect, but I want to make sure that I'm good with it. Um, yeah. Definitely, you definitely in a better place than a lot of us. So did anybody get a chance to do the link or sorry y'all, I'm not out in Miss Mo, but Miss Mo, did you receive the link and see if it could be posted in the chat? If not, we can just move on and we can get this thing going. But Naeem, you got any questions so far based off what I talked about? Like what type of learner are you?
I the type of learner I am, I'm a visual learner. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can look at something and now I remember in no point seconds. Like I work with my eyes and my mind. So it's like I can really
Mm-hmm.
picture things in my head and I make it happen. But it's like I wanna ask about more self discipline because I feel like I've been lacking self discipline lately. But it's like at the same time I feel like I don't even be having enough time to finish my like assignments, what I'm supposed to do outside of school, like Heart Smiles and handle youth alliance. So I feel like I've been lacking self discipline, and I'm trying to get back on top of it. And not gonna lie to you, like I ain't really hold you. Sometimes, like I wouldn't say I feel lazy to work, but it's like for me, it's like I know how to work with time management, but it's like I ain't the best at it because it's like sometimes I always making the school late. I'm a good visual learner, but it's like with me, like being self disciplined or taking care of my responsibility, like on some like personal stuff, that's
Mm-hmm.
like it ain't the best. So it's like I want to like ask, honest, like I heard. I mean, I don't know what specifically to ask, but I want some
You
tips.
okay? So I know what you're talking about. You said self discipline. I'm actually going to be talking about that more closer to the end, talking about implementing a strategy. So like this right now we're figuring out what things work best for us. So thinking about that time that we was at our best, you know, how did we get to that best level? Of course we can always do, you know, better, but what thinking about that thing that's the best to you right now, when you feel your best, when you feel like you're capable of doing your best, what things are needed. So we're gonna actually get into to-do lists next. And speaking on being visual, I know a lot of times visual cues are like reminders for me. So like on my phone, I use the calendar app. And the calendar app, you can put alerts on there. So I put an hour before class and then 15 minutes before class. And it sometimes it gets annoying, not gonna lie, but it makes sure that I get my stuff done. So it'll be like, okay, you have such and such class and 15 minutes and you need 10 minutes to walk there or something like that. And it just keep popping up. Like unless you cancel it out, it'll keep popping up. So it's kind of like an alarm. I'm like a visual person sometimes. But also I kind of go back and look back at my daily schedules that I set up every day. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to be doing at this time, that time? But like I just like seeing things. Oh, hey, Lene. Hey.
My
All right,
bad.
Joe. So now we about to about to talk about to-do lists. Let me see. Y'all, I miss Zoom. Miss
Yes.
Donnie got us on this restream joint. I don't know what she got us on, but I'm not feeling it.
I ain't really lie.
All
That's
right,
kind of better to Zoom, but it's like Zoom is simple.
all right, y'all. So to-do list. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts for to-do list are like, what for me, what I need to get done in a week. I like to do like a weekly to-do list.
Mm-hmm.
Or like specifically, I don't do like a to-do list like this is what I need to get done now. I do what I need to get done in general because I'm a procrastinator. So I procrastinate on work. So if I can write it, like specifically handwrite it with a pen, pencil, and piece of paper, I get it done 10 times quicker versus me putting it on my phone.
Okay. Naeem, what you think?
I feel like on my thoughts of to do list, if you're thinking about doing a to do list, always remember like why are you creating a to do list and what you're doing it for? Because you could create a to do list out of nowhere, but you forget what was your main purpose or what you're trying to actually include in it. So I would actually like like actually like acknowledge what was your purpose of creating a to do list. So you always want to actually think about what you're trying to add before jumping to conclusions.
Thank you for sharing that, Naeem and Lene. For me personally, I've been starting to do to-do lists a little bit more, and I feel like they are a little bit more helpful sometimes than the schedule can be. So of course you already know with structure, the schedule kind of provides you that structure, right? But during the day, what are you really supposed to be accomplishing? Like you know where you're supposed to be at, and you know sometimes what you're supposed to be doing, but what are you actually accomplishing or achieving from doing those specific activities? So for to-do lists, I kind of split mine in different sections. So think about different categories. So you got like academic, personal, business, those different types of things. Think about those different things and separate the to-do list. Because I know for me, sometimes the a common mistake that is made is you start making a to-do list of like everything. And for me, I get overwhelmed easily. So if I see uh, 20 items on the to-do list, I'm like, ooh, like now I'm getting a little scared because I'm like, it's freaking 20 things on the to-do list. Like, how am I'm going to get it all done? So make us a small to-do list. So like Lene said, break it down. Do weekly. Sometimes I would even do like a daily to-do list. So like for me, I've been having like papers and presentations and stuff this week. So I'm like, okay, today I'm gonna do these assignments. So I'm gonna read 29 pages of, whatever the book is. I'm gonna do this assignment, that assignment, things that are reasonable. Don't make a to-do list where like so say for instance, the semester. Semester is normally 3 months, right? So if I got 3 months, right, and I'm making a to-do list for the whole semester, of course that's going to be very overwhelming. So I like taking it one step at a time. Do not focus on the whole picture. Like I know sometimes we say look at the big picture, but when it comes to to-do lists, you want to go the other way. Focus on one step at a time, and that's how you're going to get things done quicker. Because when I get overwhelmed, I'm not sure if y'all the same, but when I get overwhelmed, it's like I kind of put myself in a box. I start overthinking. I'm like, how am I going to get this done, that done this time? Thinking about different things like that. And also with your to do list, I put dates by mine. So, like for my academic to do list, this date at 11:59. It might be 5 assignments on there. These are all due next week. So I need to get all of these done this week. And next week, I can work on another to do list. So breaking it down. But Lene and Naeem, y'all have any questions about to do lists or any other tips that I may can give for to do lists?
Not
Alright.
particularly. Is oh, I'm so sorry, Night.
Now you good, you good, you go ahead.
No, it's just more so like completing it because I do get overwhelmed when I do write my to do list if it's like a lot or if it's like big things to do. But no,
Naeem, you said your piece too.
Oh, I was yeah, I already set one of my tips, but it's like I got a question, but it's like I feel
Mhm.
like this can help everybody else. I know
Okay.
everybody want to start a to do list, but it's like
Mhm.
people be wondering how should I structure my to do list? Like I was write a whole bunch of stuff down, but it's like it's unorganized. How I organize it? How I could put it together? What section I should put it in? Things in that nature. So it's like people. It's like you can create a to do list, but you don't know how to organize it.
So for me, I personally, I'm gonna give to what Bless said too, but for me personally, I guess you're saying like where to start. Like I said, break it down into some categories. So what do you think are like buckets or things that everything you do can go in? So like for me, I'm in college. So we got academic. I still have chaos smoothies. So putting chaos smoothies or your business as a category. And then, thinking about personal. So sometimes you gotta have like some self care to do this stuff. Like sometimes I get so indulged in doing like work and like things that I used to think would just always make me productive that I forget about self care and stuff like that. So I need a self care bucket sometimes. Book your nail appointment, book your pedicure appointment, stuff like that. So it's more organized from jump. That's the foundation of it. Going from there, what are your sources to know what you need to do? What goals are do you want to accomplish? So if you're saying for your academic goal, I was watching said talk to me Tuesday and Tay Vance was talking about her math work or whatever. What things do you want to achieve? What grade do you want to get in that class? Or what connections do you want to build? Like I know for me, when it comes to my professors, I make it my on my to do list to go to their office hours because if you make connections with professors later on, if you're going to another level of education, they can be the people that write you those referrals, or those can be the people that's going to give you a leg up in your grade, depending on the relationship you build with them, or if you're going to ask them questions. Like people really like when you ask them questions. So my goal personally academically is to build connections with my teachers so I can be in a better place academically and I can be in a level of understanding. Of course, I got a GPA that I want to achieve, but I'm kind of giving myself a little bit more grace this time around. So think about things that are realistic. You know, account for like new adjustments, thinking about the time that's going to take you to accomplish those things on a to do list, and make it to do list should be nothing longer than 10 items. Because I know for me, I personally get overwhelmed once it start getting over double digits. So 1 to 10 items on each to-do list. And once you accomplish those 10 things completely, then you can add some other stuff to your to-do list. Did that help, Naeem?
Most definitely. I was paying attention. I was listening the whole time. I definitely could agree on that, cause as like I could tell you how I start on mine. Like
Mm-hmm.
first, I could talk about like say example, cause I did this like before I start my business. So
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about like I had a notebook. I was talking to my mother. I was like, what if I made a phone repair business? She like that would be a good idea, but it's like, do you know what the stuff you need? She like, I'm like, no. And she was like, write
Mm-hmm.
all that down when you get the chance. So I started doing my research and I just started writing stuff down, like how I was organizing. Like I was actually writing what it need to be, what I need to buy, and how I could use it, because it's like me, I was buying stuff because I know how to use it. I wasn't buying it just to put on for a show or just to show
Mm-hmm.
people that I have tools, but the whole time I don't know how to use it, which I really do. Like I only bought it because I know I could work my hands on it and make a lot of things happen. So it's like I did made a to do list for my business, but it was for my inventory to be specific.
Yeah, and you can even break it down into subgroups like that. So you have business, but maybe you have a to-do list specifically towards inventory. You have a social media to-do list and things like that. Like with Haya right now we're starting the roles. So send a to-do list every week for that. You know, on Gemma to-do list might be sending out the email so everybody know what they're doing that week, different things like that. But the tasks that you put on to-do list should be something that's manageable. They shouldn't necessarily be small, but manageable items that you can actually accomplish. Like I wouldn't say, I mean, not to say this can't be possible. I wouldn't say read a 400-page book, and if you know that you're real busy. You know, think about things that are small and manageable. You might be like, okay, I'm gonna read 20 pages of this book. I'm gonna take these many hours to go ahead and read 20 pages of this book. Not say, okay, I'm gonna read this whole thing. Do things that are actually manageable. But thank you for sharing that, Naeem. Bless in the chat. She had she a lot of people were saying things about discipline, and I know Lene had said something about that as well as Naeem. But Bless said, see, I'm learning how not to be such a soft person and give up because it's not getting me anywhere. That's why I don't like the to-do list or schedules. Um, I wouldn't say it necessarily you giving up necessarily makes you soft. It just is how you're feeling right now is telling you that you need to be doing something more. Like it doesn't necessarily make you a soft person per se, because I know sometimes soft is like negatively connotated. People see that negatively, but it's making you is like, hey, bless, I need to get up and make a to-do list or make a schedule or get a whiteboard so I can be a little bit more organized. It's not necessarily making you soft. You just gotta have, you know, that person. Maybe you and this is some tips as well. You can have an accountability partner. So I know at one point in time I had Zion helping me out or whatever with posting on KR Smoothies. She was posting on Accessories by Kai at the same time that I was posting on KR Smoothies. And every day we would check in with each other. Okay, did you post this or did you post that? Like, sometimes you just need a person to be there to help you out. And don't be too dependent on a person either. I'm saying accountability partner, but this is not me saying have a person here to enable you. Because a lot of times, once a person start reminding, I had a couple friends that I would just kept reminding, oh, we got this meeting, oh, we got this meeting going on. But sometimes people have to just take accountability for themselves and say, okay, I'm going to get this done. So don't be too dependent on the accountability partner, but just have them there as a resource. Vera said having a schedule helps keep you structured and it helps you stay organized because you know what to expect to do that day. Definitely, I don't never really want to go into the day like blindsided. Like, it's really easy to waste time when you don't know what to do with it. And I'm gonna say that again. It's really easy to waste time if you don't know what to do with it. So we all got the same 24. And if you know you waking up, you don't got no alarm set. You waking up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. First of all, a lot of us, basically all of us, is in school. So that means we miss school or we miss these amount of classes, thinking about transportation. It's a whole bunch of different variety of factors of ways that you don't necessarily calculate your time. So think about, the things that may be unforeseeable. Put some extra time in your stuff for you to make mistakes and things like that. But don't go into the day just blind, just going with the flow. Because you can easily waste time by doing stuff like that. We all get the same 24. We don't get extra than 24. So not manage your time. Take care of your time and be intentional about your time. Um, Zion said, how long did it take you? Let me stop screen sharing real quick. Zion said, how long did it take you to get used to schedules? It probably took me like a week or so to start getting like used to having like maybe I'm lying. It took me a couple weeks. Of course, like sometimes you kind of get off track with certain things, like things come up where like maybe you stayed up all night last night doing your work. Now I used to be the type where I would sleep past my alarm, and I set like 5 alarms. I'd sleep past my alarm because I would be so tired that like I would be in deep sleep. So it took me a couple weeks. They say in order to make a habit, it takes like 3 weeks to make something concrete where it's like in your routine. But probably around then. It took me a couple weeks. All right, I'm gonna start sharing my screen again. Well, actually, no, I like seeing y'all, and it's really irking me to look at the thing and not see y'all. I gotta look at y'all on my phone. But as far as the next piece, we're going to be talking about actually implementing strategy. So everybody was talking about discipline, and I know it's not as easy as said than done to just have discipline over motivation. We talk about that all day long, but really, you just got to sit with yourself and figure out what is doable. So start practicing discipline with the small things. I hope everybody, taking your shower or brushing your teeth. Think about discipline like that. Like, every day you're going to wake up and you're going to go brush your teeth or you're going to go ahead and take your shower, whatever. Maybe you need to start making those more structured. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wake up at 10 a.m. every day and start doing my shower. Those are things that you already doing. So, like, start putting some structure on those little things. And then eventually, when you're thinking about other things, it'll be a little bit easier for you to do your discipline, if that makes sense. Miss Mom, now please take a shower. But yeah, make sure y'all just start structure small. So you starting with things you do in your everyday routine. So, I mean, homework not really like homework. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it don't be an everyday thing. So I can't even say that that's gonna be like the thing y'all can practice on. But practice with those things that are like mandatory, like eating. Okay, I'm gonna eat breakfast at this time, lunch at this time, dinner at this time, and get those things flowing. Like, I know every week y'all is on Winning Wednesday, y'all is on Thriving Thursday, y'all is on Focus Friday, Power Professional Tuesday. It takes discipline for y'all to get on here on time, sometimes earlier, and go ahead, comment, and engage in the chat. So y'all already starting small. Y'all taking your time to do your hour session. All right, go ahead, grab your charger, name. Y'all taking your time to do your hour session every week. That's discipline, whether you recognize it or not. It might not be the entire day, but it takes discipline to get on a session every single week at the same time. So, what's some other small things that y'all can think of that y'all can practice discipline with? Now, you can even answer that too.
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat it?
So, what's something small that you can implement? That's something that you already do. So, we talked about Winning Wednesday and stuff like our weekly programs. We talked about brushing your teeth, taking your shower. What's some other small things that you can do that can help you ease into discipline?
That's, I mean, I can tell you that for sure. I ain't realize that's what I'm doing now. Like I could be, cause mind you, I'm in a year-round project. So okay, I can't. I'm not gonna say too much, but like okay, I'm getting value for my time. So it's like I could
Mm-hmm.
be on here and a calm is typing all day, but I feel like when I get on here, it's more like a bigger like priority because if like get on here, like it just shows that I'm actually like doing something, like adding value to like within like the live stream that everyone knows. I feel like that's one of the small things I love to do, and I feel like it's a priority for me at all times. And they said
Naeem, that was a great point though. That point where you said you talked about you being valued for your time. So think about the things that you do every day, right? And what you do with your 24. Whether it's, oh, I'm going to sleep for 8 and I'm going to do this and this and this for 16. Think about that. All the things that you're choosing to do with your time, things that you're being valued for. So, year round, you might get that knowledge and the check too. Because y'all be getting a check. Y'all can be getting that value, but thinking about, like Zion said, taking a walk to ease your mind, you feeling a little bit more relieved after your walk. So now you're able to do the next thing a little bit smoother. So think about how whatever you're doing, you're receiving value from. Donovan, same thing with meditating. Okay, Vera said she do guided meditation for her self care needs. So think about that. Thinking about how y'all do, you know, your self care and how y'all gonna get value from the things that you're doing. Jim, I know sometimes with the chores thing, I remember the chores. Now I make my own chores, I guess, because I'm away. But when I had to do my little chores, taking the trash out and stuff, sometimes you don't see the value in things like that, but even though the parents don't explicitly say that, those things help with your discipline too. So when they get on you for not taking the trash out, they like, yo, you gotta tighten up. You gotta be more disciplined. Like every week you taking the trash out on this day. It's something that's getting repetitive and it's starting to become a habit. If somebody, your mother or somebody gotta keep saying something to you, that may be a sign that you gotta work on your discipline just a little bit more. Because if you just did what she said or constantly did it every week, it would be a habit for you to do. And you might not want to hear it at first, like take the trash out, feed the dog, do this, do that. But it help you to come up with some type of structure in your household. And when you get in your own little crib, everything gonna be laid out because you already made that structure and you disciplined yourself on the things y'all doing now. So y'all learning how to take care of a house and things like that. And yeah, they be doing too much sometimes. Sometimes they, I used to get tired of hearing my mother, but sometimes I still get tired of hearing my mother mouth. Cam, you need to do this, you need to do that. So you didn't pay this or whatever the case may be. She always saying something. But just figure out what the value is and whatever the case may be. So like reality says sleeping. Still do the chores, reality. But she said sleeping. So thinking about how refreshed you're gonna feel when you wake up. And also too, sometimes y'all take the time in the beginning of the day to like say some positive stuff to yourself before you actually start doing things. So like for me, if I take a little bit longer getting ready, I'm more prepared for the day. So I know if I rush it and give myself 30 minutes to take a shower, wash my face, and brush my teeth, my day is gonna be a little bit. It might be okay, but if I take my little hour or my 45 minutes and really, put my music on, have it all loud, or do a little jam out session, saying some positive stuff to myself, making sure that I'm smiling, take a couple pictures, stuff like that, then I know that I'm gonna be able to conquer the day a little bit better. So figure out how you'll start your day and how you'll end your day. Because sometimes when I'm down on myself a little bit, at the end of the day, I'm like, Cam, you gotta wake up smiling and positive because you got a busy day tomorrow. You had a rough day today. Tomorrow, you got to get it together because you slacking. You need to tighten up. And eventually, after you keep telling yourself stuff like that, like it's going to be second nature to you. So, like brushing your teeth and taking a shower. Yo, Miss Joni, she said something about that Steve Jobs book. And I don't know if anybody else been taking their time to read it or listen to it. But why, y'all, Steve Jobs did not have the shower in his discipline structure. He was not wearing shoes. He was bad walking around barefoot, skipping the shower. He had a discipline for his diet. He was on like a fruitarian diet. Oh, good luck, Gemma. But he was on like a fruitarian diet or something like that. That's where his discipline was. But like otherwise, yeah, wasn't wearing no shoes. Had his feet on the table when he was in meetings. He was wilding out.
Who
But
you,
huh?
I was ready to ask who used to be wild now putting that fuel in the chair and all that.
Steve Jobs.
Hey man, I ain't really lie. I could never do that on Miss Joni meetings because if I did that, I and like in a heartbeat, like if you do anything
No,
like
this
that,
was in person. This was in person. He was in person, like feet like kicked up, like wilding out. The feet was out, like big toe in your face.
oh nah,
And
that
people would get uncomfortable and not want to work with him because his hygiene. But
yeah.
does anybody have like or know like any strategies that they want to try going into it? So like I said, figuring out what learning you are, knowing yourself, what are the small ways that you're gonna start implementing these new strategies? And what areas of your life do you feel like you need the most work on? I know a lot of people have been saying discipline, but what would help you more with your discipline? Besides maybe what I told you. Like what other tips or what other things you think I could help with?
That's a good question. I haven't talked in so long. Oh my god. What would I think? For me, I need to get out of this habit of procrastination. Cause like I'm a procrastinate all the way to the end, but I still get it done. That to me, I don't know how that is doable, but it's doable. But I'm definitely not this quarter though. But definitely next quarter I'm going in strong. I had my reasons why not this quarter, but
I can help you with that though. You had
yeah,
something else though?
the only reason why I'm not too worried about this quarter is when I was gone and I was in my bed suffering and I have to make up all
Mm.
this work and I'm in AP classes, my AP history and English. My English teacher, he cool, he chill, he excuse me, but I'm still making up my AP
Do
history
you
class.
communicate with your teachers? Like, was you
Oh yeah.
transparent?
In my guidance, my mom talked to guidance, the school and everything. It's just like I have to make it up because it's a two credit class.
Mm.
So he's not really trying to excuse anything. And he got smart with me today. But I've been so mellow into myself. I ain't even.
That be your emotional intelligence, yo. We was talking about that a couple
Yep.
weeks ago. You don't necessarily have to respond to everything.
Nope. I was just like, I just he got smart. I was just like, cool. I'm just gonna go do the work. That's it. Didn't say nothing. Just walked out the class and was cool with it. And so,
All right.
yeah.
Well, I got something for that. So procrastination, y'all. With procrastination, this is something that I'm working on too, because I'm not gonna lie, I can be a procrastinator too. With academic work, not necessarily like, projects and stuff like that, stuff that I really just like love doing. Sometimes just academic stuff just feel like a strain, I'm not gonna lie. But as far as procrastination, think about like a book. So it's really about just breaking stuff down into more manageable stuff. So you might be overwhelmed, right? You got a lot of work to make up. But you can say, figure out whatever that deadline they trying to tell you that you gotta have all the work in by, right? This day, I'm gonna read this amount of pages for this book. I'm gonna take an hour break in between that, watch a Netflix episode. After that, I'm gonna go do this next assignment. Or maybe you gotta do 3 assignments a day. So I kind of do like a reward system. So for sign language, we have like this book and we go in and we got to do the lessons or whatever. So I might do one lesson. It might take me 15 minutes. After that, now I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, I got a 2 hour movie. I'm going to watch 30 minutes of the movie. After that, I'm going to go back and do another lesson. Then after that, I know I have another episode or another part of a movie to look forward to. So figuring out what's going to keep you going. So it's kind of doing a mix of the motivation thing, but also staying disciplined and how what you're going to do each day, if that makes sense. So you got to have a structure of that to-do list or whatever you're going to do that day. Maybe you already got your little Netflix thing queued up. You was real excited to watch this movie. Okay, you're gonna watch this little bit of piece. As long as you do your work, you can go ahead and watch it. And you gotta do timers. So I know sometimes you will be so involved in something that is like it's so hard to stop it. But once that timer up, you gotta be like, all right, I really gotta go ahead and do this next piece of my homework. So kind of doing like a reward system kind of helped me. I do like just break it down into like smaller units so it's more manageable and I'm not overwhelmed. Because, like I said, once I get that little to do list that's over 10 items, you might as well wrap that thing up because I'm not really doing nothing.
For me, I can't. If I end up watching TV, I'm not stopping. Like I'm not gonna like pause. I have to like go through it evenly to get that reward system. And I do reward systems for myself often. I caught up actually I did it what like 2 days ago because I caught up in two of my classes. Two out of what like I have like what five yeah, five classes. I caught up in two of my classes, got my grade up. I'm waiting for actually my psych teacher to grade my work. I did like three
Mhm.
projects and a couple other stuff. So I'm proud of myself on that. Now I'm worried about AP. So as soon as I take that recycle out after this, I'm gonna go do that. And I'm gonna pray for the best.
Yeah, and
So
that don't necessarily have to be TV too. You can watch do just something that you enjoy that you'll go back and like you'll be able to come back from and go back to if that makes sense. So for me, I can do the TV thing like because I'm like, dang, I might end on a real good part. I'm like, yo, I ended on this good part, but I can't keep watching. Like I gotta get this work done because you thinking about that value that you're gonna get from doing your stuff. So of course you're gonna get a little relief by watching your TV or doing your break or whatever the case may be. But you still got to get that work done because you got to think about that grade, thinking about how that grade is gonna help you prepare in the future. Building with them teachers, whether you got to send out an email if that's on your to do list, those type of things. Just know that it's always a better outcome on the other side if you do stay disciplined and do those things. Because think about if you did spend a whole day just watching Netflix or a movie or something, you're not really getting nothing done. Of course, you're gonna enjoy watching it, but you need to actually do something that's gonna propel you and put you in a better place. That's why you got to be intentional about your time.
yeah.
But y'all, it's 6:54. That was actually like the last piece of it. But does anybody have any last minute questions or anything like that, or um ways that I can help y'all before we drop these jewels and we get off here? I knew this hour was gonna fly, but I didn't know it was gonna fly like this. So, any other questions that y'all got? Last minute questions, concerns, or anything? Was it helpful or was it not? Or any suggestions y'all think I should add on other sessions when I do it again? And y'all, this is actually one of my sessions that Miss Joni was talking about, the Pursuing Passion and Purpose sessions. So I've been emailing a lot of different people across the community, like in Baltimore, not in Atlanta, but in Baltimore, and getting out to different people. So I might got some other, some things coming up. But if I got some things, I'm gonna let y'all know, give y'all the inside scoop about what's going on. But if nobody have any other questions, we can drop out Jules. So anybody want to go first? Y'all want me to go first?
I'll go last. I'm gonna keep my tradition.
Lene
I'm gonna keep
always
my
want to go
tradition. I
last.
don't care how long I'll be gone. This my tradition.
I'm so dead. All right, I guess I can go first. All right, so this probably sound like a little cliche, but whatever's going on, just keep pushing and keep a smile on your face. Like I know sometimes I got somebody in my circle that's like they always when I'm in a bad mood, they always be like smile or something like that will say I believe in myself or something like that or like affirmations and things like that. And you sometimes you don't want to hear it when you're in a bad mood, but like when you really smile and like just keep a positive like output or like thoughts, you actually start to feel better. Like you might not feel good in a moment, but if you just keep that smile, like, I'm gonna keep pushing. This day is gonna be a good day. I'm not accepting nothing less. Everything is gonna be fine. It might not be perfect, but it's gonna be fine and you're gonna be somewhere where you're growing. It's not gonna be perfect. But just keep smiling and keep a positive mindset.
Right.
Naeem, because they going last.
Uh, it's crazy because she always trying to go last. Like, why go last if you go first? But I mean, I
Naeem,
got
just go ahead and get your jewel out the way, y'all.
all right. Well, my jewel is self discipline is more important than anything because it starts with you. So if you do not improve your self discipline, you're not going to get anywhere in life. Like it just shows that you lose an interest in yourself. And you lose the interest in yourself. You're not even liking yourself at the moment. You just think you just thoughting of yourself, or you just worth of nothing. Like you want to be worth for something, worth more than anything. So I would say always know your self discipline, be self disciplined as well, and it got to start with you.
I like that. I like that. Snap, snaps to you. Okay. Mine, Lene TED Talks, Lene Talks, whatnot, is respect the value that you give, whether that's like Tay Bands and Zion had gave us on Mission Mondays last week, whether that's personally or professionally. Because if you do not value yourself and you do not respect that value, no one else in the room will, or no one else in the world will. Yay.
That's crazy, Lene. You just said that. I just had told somebody that like they got in a little conflict or whatever, and I'm like, you gotta let them know, like you respect your time, and you can't let nobody else give you anything less. Like how you treat yourself is how other people want to treat you. So have that way you treat yourself be the standard. You're not like think about Miss Joni for example, yo. When we used to have Thriving for the people that been in Thriving Thursday stuff in person, Miss Joni command like she don't even have to say nothing. As soon as she walk in the room quiet. Miss
Done.
Joni respects herself and she just come in and she demand respect with her presence. So think about those different type of things, those cues. Think about the way you treat yourself, your self-care. Like, yo, don't be going out looking all scraggly, yo. Like I know we might not got everything together. Our hair might not be all the way together, but making sure that you're going out, you smiling, you glowing, you have a positive outlook on things, everything like that. Make sure you just well kept up. So that's about it, y'all. It's 6:59. I know everybody got some stuff to do at 7. I personally got some other stuff to do too. But I love y'all and thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all want these at schools when I come back from winter break or anything like that, please let me know because I am open to traveling around a little bit. Or if y'all want to virtually, let me know too. So I love y'all. Hit me up if y'all need me. Always here.